what are the differences between doing a PhD in India versus doing a PhD in Germany. Hi, my name is Dr. Payal Nashir. I'm a postdoc researcher in Germany. I came to Germany back in 2020 to do my PhD from University of Tübingen. In this video, I'm going to talk about what are the differences between doing a PhD in India versus doing a PhD in Germany. Let's just start with what are some of the common differences in the funding and stipend. As we all know, in India, in order to get fellowship or stipend during your PhD, you have to clear certain exams like NET JRF or some other JRF, or it could be GATE exam, and it can give you 30 to 40,000 rupees per month. Compare that to in Germany, we can get a salary or a stipend. Both of them have their own advantages and disadvantages. I have made another video about it. I will link it in the description, so don't forget to check it out. But in summary, a salary is a better deal in Germany than a stipend. In India, usually when you are doing a PhD, you're considered a student, so you don't have so much employment benefits. Compare that to in Germany, here you are an employee. So doing a PhD in Germany is usually, most of the times, it's like doing a job. So you get salary, it's like a job. You also have a lot of employment benefits, like you pay for your health insurance, then you have paid leaves. So in India, usually you get paid leaves, but it also depends on your advisor. But in Germany, you are bound to have 30 working days of holiday paid leaves, excluding weekends. So it's really great. Then the cost of living versus stipend. Usually in India, if you find a decent place to live, then the cost can be managed. But usually, if you live in a big city like Delhi or Bangalore, it could be that the amount of stipend that you're getting is not enough for you to manage yourself. Compare that to in Germany, the salary that you get can be around 1500 to 1700 euros, can also be up to 2000 euros. So that really depends on you and your contract. And cost of living can itself be depending on which city you are, but you can definitely manage your living in the salary that you get in Germany and also save some money. Another difference is that in Germany, if it's a salary, then your salary is bound to taxes. So you pay taxes, you also pay money for your pension. But in India, fellowships are tax-free. So you're not paying taxes because it's not really a salary, it's a fellowship. So next topic that I would discuss would be the duration and structure of PhD. So in India, usually PhD duration is around 5 to 6 years, can even be a bit longer, really depends on your PI or the institute. But there are certain milestones, like initially for 3 years you are a JRF fellow, then you give, I think, presentation, and then you are a senior research fellow, and then you have your final viva and presentations, I think. Whereas in Germany, it's more around 3 to 4 years, can also be up to 5 years, at some max plank even longer than that, but usually the average is 3 to 4 years. For me personally, it took me complete 4 years to finish my PhD and 2 months after submitting my thesis, after which I defended. So in total, it was like 4 years and 3 months that took me to finish my PhD in Germany. Another difference that I've noticed is that in India, you have to do coursework initially, but in Germany, it's usually not compulsory. Only a few structured PhD programs ask you to attend some lectures, do some assignment, and like have some credit points. The structured PhD that I have, I was not supposed to do any coursework. So right from the beginning, from the first day onwards, I was working on my PhD. So that also helps you finish your work sooner. Some of the other differences that I've noticed between doing a PhD in India versus Germany would be that in India, usually advisor is like the god. Also, all the seniors that you have in your lab are also like your senior. But in Germany, it's different. In Germany, every person that are there in the lab are employee of each other. Nobody is really the god. Everybody is almost equal and you call each other by your first names, and you don't have to be slave of somebody, let's say. Another difference is definitely you have much more funding in Germany, very nice opportunities to collaborate internationally. You can also go to conferences because some PhD already have money for that. For example, since I was an IMPRS student during my PhD, I had certain money that was already allotted to me that I can use if I want to go on an international conference. Usually, we don't have many compulsory courses, but we definitely have some soft skill training. So, I definitely took some courses related to presentation skills, writing your thesis, writing a research paper, then leadership workshops, so things like that, which really help you get the confidence. And another major difference is that in India, working hours are not really fixed. It really depends on the PI or the lab you joined. But like the unsaid rule is that you cannot leave before your PI leaves. And it can be that you're working from maybe 9 a.m. until 7, 8, or 9 p.m. in India. But in Germany, it's more structured. You are bound to work only 40 hours per week. You're not supposed to work on the weekends, so Saturdays and Sundays are free. And if you have to leave someday before your PI, that's also acceptable. It's not end of the world. But in Germany, it also depends on PI. Some PI wants you to be there before he's there, but some professors are okay with whenever you want to come, as long as you are getting the work done, it doesn't matter. Now, if we look at the real challenges of Germany, would be definitely you will be away from home, you will be lonely, especially initially you will need some time to find some friends, and like it will never feel like back home, but yeah, you can try. Another difference is German bureaucracy, and all of it will be in German language. So, city registration, getting a bank account, then getting your residence permit, then getting your employment contract. Like, even your contract will be in German. So, Google Translate will be your best friend. Or, what you can do is, if you are interested, you can already start learning German back in India and then can come here, and then life could be a bit more nicer for you. Another point is definitely it's not such a nice weather. It's usually like get very dark very soon in winters. Definitely coming from India, you're not so used to such a weather. You're used to like sun even in winters, that's not really a thing here. So definitely weather is something that can make some people really homesick, but it's manageable. Another point is you cannot go very frequently back home. Like, for example, if you're doing a PhD in India, somewhere in south of India, if needed, you can travel on the same day back home. But like from Germany, you would need a bit more money and a bit more holidays if you are planning to go back home. Another point is also, I think it's a very good point. It's called imposter syndrome. So you will be around all of these international people, and sometimes you feel like you're not good enough, or you feel like you don't know everything, and like, should I say something or not? Or even if I want to say something, I might be wrong. Should I say it or not? So that's really a thing. Initially, you're really very scared, but like after some years, it gets better. I remember my first presentation in the lab meeting. I was so scared. I didn't sleep the whole night before. I spent almost a week preparing for it. And then also the night before, I kept practicing and rehearsing my presentation. And then the next day, presentation happened. And it was, nothing so serious. I could have just relaxed. But after that, I learned that I don't need to take everything super seriously. If I know things, if I understand things, and if I'm confident in explaining those things, then I don't have to worry about presentation so much. And also, there are definitely benefits of doing it in India, especially if you are at an institute like ICER or IIT. your life is, I would say, quite nice and quite good. Even if you have to work a bit longer or you have to work on weekends sometimes, you live in a hostel on campus. You don't have to worry about food, you don't have to worry about so many other things. Your life would be only focusing on your research. Because if you live outside India, you are responsible for everything, right from your breakfast, lunch, dinner, your house, your clothes, your groceries, everything. Besides all the work in the lab, you have to worry about all of these things as well. So that's also a quite important point. Also, like in India, if you don't want to cook, you can just order something online and like you can eat such nice food. Like in Germany, even if you want to order something online, it will not be that good. And you will be like, ha, I just wasted money because like it's not worth it. I would have made it better by myself. So after all of this discussion, if you still choose to apply to Germany for your PhD, here is a quick summary of how you can do it. As I already said, applying for PhD in Germany is like applying for jobs. So you don't need to pay money to fill the application forms like you do for masters. How do you apply for a job? You all know. You find the job, you see if you match the things that they're looking for, and if you think you are a good match, then you apply for it. Some people ask me what are the requirements for applying to Germany. I think the only requirement is research experience. If you have the right research experience that people are looking for, then they will hire you because they are looking for a person that has those skills. But if you don't have research experience, then I think it's next to impossible to come here to do a PhD because it's like that's the bare minimum that they're asking for. How would somebody hire you to do a job if you don't know how to do the job or if you have never done that job? Some people might give you a chance, but it would be a long leap of faith because like somebody has to sponsor you to come from India to Germany and learn and work. And I'm not saying that you need to know everything, okay? Definitely you know some skills and some skills you can come here and learn in the lab. That's not a problem. But you really need to convince the other person that you are the right fit for the job. That's the most important part. Another thing that you can focus on, as I also already mentioned, that you can start learning German. That also shows that you're really interested in coming to this country and you've already started investing your time in learning German. Then you can also negotiate your contract before signing because if somebody gives you a choice between a stipend and a salary, you need to know what are the differences and which one would be the right choice. And for salary, try to negotiate the percentage of your contract because some people offer only 50% positions, some 65, some 75, and some even 100 for some courses. After you are in Germany, I would say definitely focus on making friends. It can be Indian friend or people from your lab that can help you go through your daily life, meet on the weekends, and can be your support system in Germany. India might be a better option for you if you have family constraints or if you find an excellent lab opportunity or if your field is stronger in India. For example, certain areas of computer science or mathematics could be a right choice to just do it in India. Other thing could be if you're not mentally ready to be alone and far away from home. And if you are overwhelmed with the cost of moving to Germany, or if you build to plan a career in India, then I think it's better to just do it in India because that has higher chances of getting you a job after PhD than doing it abroad. And Germany is a better choice for you if your long term goal is to stay in academia or industry, but more on a global scale. Then, if you need financial stability during your PhD and also want to save some money, then also it's a good idea to do it in Germany. Then, if you want to avoid the 6 year uncertainty trap of when will my PI allow me to submit my thesis, I think it's a good option to do it in Germany. Then, if your research areas are stronger in Germany, like life sciences or physics or engineering, then you can come to Germany. And if you're ready for the discomfort in exchange for growth, I think that's how you can make a decision. So, my final thought would be that both India and Germany have their advantages and disadvantages. So it really depends on what you want from life. What are your long term goals and what will make you happy? That's all from my side. If you like the video, please comment down below, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.